Hi class, in this video I'll be working through section 10.3, your WebAssign homework on finding the discriminant and using the quadratic formula. In this first question it says use the discriminant to determine the number of real solutions of the quadratic equation. And then I have a little cheat sheet over here to the right. The discriminant is the part of the formula b squared minus 4ac, and then just as a reminder, if that value is positive, there's two real solutions. If that value is 0, there's one solution, and then if it's negative, there's 0 real solutions. And so by looking at this trinomial, the standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So for this example, a is 1, b is 2, and c is 6. So we'll just plug it into the discriminant. So b squared, that would be 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times 6. Now use orders of operation. 2 squared is 4. And now multiply this as a group. And I encourage you in class to use the minus 4. Just use it as a negative 4. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. And then combine those two numbers together. Combine negative 24 and 4. That will be a negative 20, which means the discriminant for this problem is negative, which is no real solutions. So we'd select the first answer choice. Okay, we'll try that again. In this example, a is 1, b is 9, and c is negative 8. Our discriminant would be 9 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 8. 9 squared is 81. If we multiply this part, negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 8 is positive 32. If we combine those together, do you see that it's going to be a positive answer? We can go ahead and combine them if you want to. It's positive 113. The most important part is that it's just a positive answer, and so we'll select two real solutions. Okay, this example, we are using the quadratic formula to solve the quadratic equation. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that formula off here to the side. Remember, it's minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac, all of that over 2 times a. In this example, a is 1, b is negative 8, and remember we need to solve for 0, so we would actually subtract 9 from both sides, so c would be negative 9 and not positive 9. Okay, there's our values, there's the formula, and so I'm just going to make all the substitutions. This will be negative 8 plus or minus negative 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 9 over 2 times 1. In class, I taught you to draw a cross right here after the exponent. On the left side is the exponent negative 8 squared, which is 64. On the right side, I want you to use the minus 4 as a negative 4. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 9 is a positive 36. And now this red cross represents that we're going to combine those two values together. So I'll rewrite this as, we'll go ahead, the negative 8 on the outside will be positive 8 plus or minus the square root of 100 over 2. The square root of 100 is a positive 10 and a negative 10. That's why we have the plus or minus over 2. At this point, I encourage you to separate those two answers. Answer number 1 is 8 plus 10 over 2. We'll simplify that to 18 over 2, which is 9. Answer number 2 is 8 minus 10 over 2, which simplifies to negative 2 over 2, which simplifies to negative 1. And so your final answer, in any order separated with a comma, is negative 1, positive 9. Okay, let's work through that one more time. Here's your formula. In this example, a is negative 1, b is positive 6, and do you see we'd subtract the 2 from both sides to get a 0 here, and so c is negative 2. Now we'll do the substitutions into the formula. Minus 6 plus or minus 6 squared minus 4 times negative 1 times negative 2, all of that over 2 times negative 1. I want you to draw a cross symbol right after the exponent 2. On the left side of that cross symbol, 6 squared is 36. On the right side, use the minus 4 as a negative 4. So negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. Positive 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. And then combine those two numbers together and keep it under the radical. So this will be negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 28 over negative 2. Now we do need to simplify this. The first thing we'll do is make a factor tree with 28. When you make a factor tree of 28, the prime factorization is 2 times 2 times 7. So there is a pair of 2's. So another way to write the square root of 28 would be 2 times the square root of 7. So if I rewrite this answer, it would be negative 6 plus or minus 2 square roots of 7 over negative 2. Now I'm going to simplify it a little bit further, and so I want you to pay close attention to what I'm about to do. The first thing I want you to notice is that there's two negatives. We have a negative numerator and a negative denominator. So negative divided by a negative is positive. The next thing I want to show you, if you have three outside numbers, if you have two outside numbers in the numerator and one in the bottom, and you can draw a triangle the same way I'm drawing, and if each point of the triangle can be divisible by the same number, so in this example, they're all divisible by 2, it is okay to simplify a 2 from each of those terms. Now it always has to make a triangle. It's just a quick way of factoring, and when I'm not making a video I can show you this again if you're really struggling with this concept, but it is okay. It's mathematically appropriate to draw this little triangle. The 6 if we divide by 2 would be a 3. The 2 if we divide by 2 would be a 1. And this would be a 1. We've already talked about, I circled these two negatives. This would become a positive. Let me rewrite our answer because it's gotten a little sloppy. This will be 3 plus or minus the square root of 7. And do you see the denominator is now a 1? So you do not need to rewrite the 1. But you will have to separate these answers for WebAssign, again, because WebAssign does not have that plus or minus sign at the time of this recording. So this will be 3 plus the square root of 7, comma 3 minus the square root of 7 as your final answer. Alright guys, that's the last example for this video, and please let me know if you need any help on your homework.